Have your attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house again. Here we go, and of course we're going to cover crypto and of course PulseChain. We've got quite a few news items today for PulseChain, just like we did yesterday, bringing you some of the cool alpha. And if you missed it, you're going to hear about it, so which is kind of cool. And yeah, we're going to talk a little bit of politics today, not too much, but just a little bit of politics. Obviously, that's impacting the markets as well. We got Igor in the house there. Woohoo! Good morning. I like that. Nice sunshine. I like that. Very, very nice. All right. Hope everyone's having a good time. Don't forget to get in the chat there as well. Get lively. The other thing, of course, is don't forget to repost the show. So let's share that. Sharing is caring. Share show on X and bam, bam, bam. Let's get that out. Bam. All right. There we go. That's the administration over with. Administration. There we go. Share the show on X. Now, if you haven't joined the socials, I strongly encourage you to join up. We've got Telegram links. We've got Discord. We've got Strategy Club. You've got to get onto that. We've got a strategy session after the show, a couple of hours after, probably 2 hours after the show. So if you haven't joined Strategy Club, only $35 a month. Fantastic value. Get in on that. We're going to give a lot of updates about things that are happening. So you don't want to miss that at all. So hope you guys enjoy that. Without further ado, we're going to get probably straight into the show. We've got lots to talk about. Let me just quickly check my posts from the other day. Yeah, let's see here. We got that. I posted that out. That was on the 19th. But we're going to get straight into the stock market, I think, and talk about that. So let's do that now. And don't forget, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to follow and share the channel around. That will really help a lot. All right, let's get into it. We've got the stock market today. S&P 500 slips as chip stock stumble to offset rate cut hopes. So there we go. So let's get into it. We got the Dow Jones is up actually almost 0.1% to 35 points to 42,206. Remember, the Dow Jones is kind of the top 30 industrials. We got the S&P 500 is down 0.2%. And that is down 13 points to 5,967. The NASDAQ, with all the tech companies in it, like NVIDIA and the Magnificent Seven, is down 0.5%, 99 points to 19,447. So just a little tapering there. US dollar is down slightly too, to 98.28. Let's look at the commodities. We've got West Texas is up 0.5% to $73.84. Brent oil is down 2.3%, down $1.84 to $77. Gold at the moment is down 0.2%, $22 down to $3,385, and silver is down 2.4%, 90 cents to $36 at the moment. So that is gold and silver all down as well. Now we did have some news, so we got going to talk about that. Chip stocks slide on concerns of fresh U.S. regulation on China. Chip stocks, including NVIDIA, Broadcom, led the broader sector lower after the Wall Street Journal reported Friday that Trump administration aims to impose further regulatory hurdles on U.S. semiconductor equipment shipped to China. The U.S. official told the Journal that the administration wanted to revoke waivers that are used by companies to access American tech, including semiconductor making equipment in China. As you guys know, there is pretty much a semiconductor war on. Everyone, obviously Taiwan's the main player. But the actual high-tech machines, I think, are produced in the US and Europe, if I remember rightly. It's been a while since I studied the old semiconductor market, but that is the play. The move, however, isn't a new trade escalation, US officials told the Journal, as it seeks to mirror the licensing system that China has in place for rare earth materials. So tit for tat. Fed should cut at next year's meeting. Walla. On the economic front, Philadelphia's Fed manufacturing survey disappointed earlier Friday, suggesting the country's manufacturing sector was still struggling. Fed Reserve left interest rates unchanged as expected on Wednesday, with Chair Jerome Powell mostly reiterating the Fed's data-driven approach to any future interest rates, while also flagging persistent inflation risks from Trump's tariff agenda. But yeah, it's got to be a lot of politics being played in here from the Democrats. and so we'll see how long it takes for a replacement. We'll see. That said, the Fed Governor Chris Wallace said early Friday the central bank should consider cutting interest rates at its next meeting, given a recent tame inflation data. So this is kind of what we're expecting that could reasonably happen in July as the next rate cut. And so if that happens, that might be the ultimate trigger, right? The timing could be perfect after Trump lays down his strategy, 4th of July, and we get a rate cut that could be altcoin season, game on, right? Things turn around very quickly in crypto, even though it might seem a little bit demure now, given the geopolitics issues and things like that. Actually, things are tracking on the economic front pretty reasonably well. Inflation's relatively low. The US economy is slowing down in sectors, but still showing resilience. And so people are talking obviously stagflation, but actually Trump's strategy is rolling out pretty well, actually. Pretty well. And the fact that any price shocks from imported tariffs will be short-lived. And you got to remember, it depends on the tariff, but if it's some of the big commodities like steel and copper and things like that, then a lot of that's not inflationary. It's not doesn't add to inflation. Any tariff inflation, I don't think, is going to be that big, and we should just look through it in terms of setting policy. 100%. So I absolutely agree with that. The data the last few months has been showing that trend. Inflation is looking pretty good. We could do this as early as July. So there we go. That could be the ultimate trigger. That's also something that probably Richard Hart is looking at. So keep note of that. And I think I got Richard Hart on the thumbnail today, which is kind of cool. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Have we got Hexa Titan PulseChain? That's quite the name there. Baby Dragon X in the house. Good to see. Yeah, Baby Dragon X performed pretty well. What else there? Markets were also assessing a wave of central bank decisions over the course of the week, including announcement of the Bank in England, Norges Bank, the Swiss National Bank, murky economic outlook due to Trump's often erratic trade agenda. Now, they say this is the Liberals putting this word in, right? This erratic trade agenda. It is not erratic. It's very planned and intentional, and it's actually achieving its goals. So this is the Liberals, mate, slipping this stuff in, and it's just what it is. Trump to decide on Iran's strike in 2 weeks. Of course, Trump will decide on direct U.S. involvement in the Israel-Iran conflict within the next 2 weeks. This gives breathing time, right, for Iran to come to the table. So this is actually a very good deal. Now, Trump today was making a peace. Now, Trump already got involved with the India and Iran issue, and that has simmered. And now they're moving to trade deals as well. So Trump is the peacemaker there. Today, I think it was Congo and is it Sudan? I think the conflict there. Trump has negotiated a peace there. So another peace deal from the peacemaker Trump. And here, obviously, he's been trying to get a peace deal done with the Ukraine Russians, and apparently they are moving forward now with some peace agreements after quite brutal, bloody back and forths. And now we have the obviously Israel-Iran war, and Trump is positioning to take the peacemaker role there as well. So it's just they're all lining up. Obviously, Trump there is a peacemaker president and is trying to do that without having to do anything, without having to do too much. And of course, the one issue though is the Falor. I think it's the Falor nuclear site under the mountain that does need to be taken out. But how that gets taken out is could be done through peace. As long as some sort of surrender essentially is done, at least close to it, or otherwise, you're going to probably have Israel go in with some sort of special forces air cover approach, something like that. I don't believe that, apart from tactical nukes or nukes, that Israel has conventional bombs like the Moab bomb, I think it is, the big mother of all bombs, that one. That the Americans have, right? And even then, it may be able to destroy something 200-300 meters down, but it's not a given, right? It may be a 50-50 that it can do that. Maybe they'll have to send a second one down as well. So there's things like that to take into account. Obviously, the power, they can take out the power to the station and so forth. So that is that big nuclear site that Iran has under the mountain, obviously designed to get them to nuclear weapon. You got to remember that they've enriched way past civilian levels. Civilian levels around about 20% enrichment. They've gone up to something like 60% enrichment. So there was only an intention to make a nuclear bomb. For those that are wondering, were they actually going to make a nuclear bomb? Well, yeah. And apparently, recent from the IEA said that it could be weeks or months away for real this time. So it's always been a threat. You just don't know how fast they can pace themselves. Obviously, they have a lot of nuclear power partners, like Pakistan, like Russia, who are all nuclear powers. So it definitely is a big fear, and they've obviously been preaching for decades to destroy America, destroy Israel, etc. So it's come. The comeuppance has come. Most of the regime leadership has been wiped out, and so whether Khomeini is still alive, we'll find out. But the Iranians have been telling Trump that they want to come to the table because it could also lead to a civil war, right? We have an uprising because 89% of the people in Persia and Iran are against the extreme radical, Ayatollah mullahs in Iran. So they want freedom and so forth. Now, remember, Iran's very different from Iraq and Afghanistan. The Persian people have a very long, proud history of freedom and progress and all the rest of it. And so it's quite a different kind of nation, and most of them don't want to be under Sharia law and things like that, compared to, say, Iraq and Afghanistan, where they vote for such crazy laws. So we'll see what happens there. That's kind of where we are with that. So Trump trying to be 2 weeks be peacemaker, give a bit of time, and so we'll be watching that pretty closely. But so far, so good. So the president holding out for the possibility of nuclear talks with Tehran, even as hostilities between Iran and Israel and Iran showed little signs of cooling. Well, he has publicly mused about directly attacking Iran. Trump has also touted the possibility of nuclear talks with the Islamic Republic, so that's also been touted today as well in his recent interview that he did today. The other thing, of course, is Israel. How long can they run a bombing campaign? Is it going to be 4 weeks, 8 weeks? Because it costs a lot of money, right? All these rockets that defend the country, and all the bombs that they throw down. Obviously, they've been getting a lot of bombs from America. So there's also an issue around, the length of time. That's why they're going pretty hard, pretty fast, right? So we're not expecting that to slow down. They want to definitely take out a lot of stuff. They have air superiority already. So hopefully that's put enough pressure on the Iranians, and of course the leadership taken out, that it'll get to a peace deal. No one wants Iran, a radical terrorist administration, to have nuclear bombs, and so I think it's time to move on it. That's for sure. Obviously, the markets are rattled, and we've had a lot of people do risk off management, and we've seen that on PulseChain, right? So it's on the 8th day on Friday. It's the 8th day that's war been going on there. So crazy. All right, so that's pretty much it at the moment. So that is the stock market news, and like I say, we have the next the interest rate monitoring coming up. That is on the 30th of July. So you remember Trump's trying to get a strategy in place by the 4th of July with the big tax bill and so forth. So we got the 5 days and 4 weeks away till the next Fed meeting. We only have a 15% chance of a rate cut at the moment. That's the market expectations. But I think I'm feeling pretty good about the fact that they might get a lot of pressure to put that on to do an interest rate cut. We'll see. Remember, they did 1 basis point last year when Biden was president, funnily enough. And then suddenly stopped when Trump came into power. And the interest rate's about 4.5% at the moment. So, but it probably should be, maybe 3.5%, probably 2.5% is probably where it should be on the interest rates. But that's but I think a bit of politics is playing, and they're using a bit of a narrative around the tariffs to try and do that. So that's kind of where we are with that. So if we do get, August, September could be super hype altcoin season leading into that. So obviously we may get it slightly earlier depending on how the geopolitical risks go. But Trump's strategy is playing out pretty well so far. That's going to lead us into crypto with the wider market there. Don't forget to get into the chat as well. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to smash the subscribe, hit the follow button. That's the way it goes. I've almost got my Superman cowlick today, haven't I? I'm not sure which side it's on, because that's the side there. There's the old big Superman cowlick there. Now, when I have my haircut, of course, it's a small Superman cowlick, like the normal size. But that's the way it goes. There we go. All right. Now I'm just going to bring up a new chart here. We've got lots to talk about on PulseChain, by the way. So hold your hat for that, and some insights you'll get exclusively here on the channel, of course, which is just about all of it anyway. But we're going to be talking about all the markets coming up. And so let me just bring up one more chart. We've got lots more coming from the Kryptonite show. So stay tuned for that. Lots of information is coming. And let me just go to that. Bam. All right. That's where we are. So let's get into the crypto markets and do the update for that. In fact, should we go to full studio? Yeah, we'll go full studio. Let me just set that up first. And let's go. Let me hide that. And let me unhide myself. And let's go. Bam. All right. So here we are with the crypto market. $3.3 trillion is crypto. Based on the CoinGecko index of 17,507 coins. Looks like they've added a few coins since yesterday. Down 3.9% is the market. So not much fun there, being down 3.9%. Now it's funny because Bitcoin was rallying last night. Before I went into sleep, it was actually rallying a couple $1,000. And then I wake up and it's down like $3,000-$4,000. So that's just the way it goes. That's crypto for you. Volatility, best performing asset class, and all that. Bitcoin at the moment, $103,300. Yeah, it was like what was it, 107,000, I think, when I went to sleep last night, and then it's all the way down. But that's the way it goes. Now you guys know the higher we go, right, the bigger the swings are going to be. So we'll see, $20,000 swing days and things like that. It's going to be crazy. But anyway, we're down 1.2% on the 24 hours. Ethereum there at $2,400, down 5%. We got XRP at number 3, down 2.3% at $2.12. BNB at number 5 is down 0.5% at $641. Solana at number 6 is down 4.9% as well. Similar to Ethereum, that is at $139. We got Tron at number 8 is down 1% at 27 cents. Dogecoin there is at number 9, down 5.2%. So it's actually the biggest downer, isn't it? The old Dogecoin, I should say. I call it Dodge. I don't know, it's pretty lazy English, I guess. We got 16.2 cents on that at number 9. And then Lido at number 10. They're down 5% as well. Obviously following because ETH based is at 2,405. Now we got Lido staked ETH, right? So hold that thought. Hold that thought about staked ETH. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But Cardano, their ADA, is at number 11. Of course, that got flipped out of the top 10 by Lido. And, of course, got flipped around by Dogecoin and Tron because Tron's moved up from number 10 up to number 8. So there's definitely been a reordering amongst the top 10. And Cardano there is down 4% at 57 cents there. And I think Hodgkinson's out there, with bad policies about buying Bitcoin or something. Now, it's good. I think it's economic, makes sense, actually, to be honest. But it's a dump down strategy, right? So, the people holding ADA are not happy about that. So that's kind of the play there. Now we have got Hyperliquid here too, number 13. So that has been performing pretty well, although it's down 10% today at $33. And I think actually the Hyperliquid network, flipped PulseChain, didn't it, the last 2 days, given the fact that we've had a heavy whale sell-off on our chart now, particularly by a PulseX whale. We're going to talk about that coming up too. So that's kind of the play there on that one. So those are our top 10 and plus. Let's have a look at over the last week. The best performer has been, I guess, XRP, is it? XRP only down. No, Tron is actually the best performer. It's the only one in green too, up 0.8% for the week. So if you're in Tron, you're pretty happy. Up 0.8%. What else we got going on there? Top 100. Let's look at the top 100. Best performer again, another day in a row is White Bitcoin. Although the chart looks pretty flat here, I'm not sure what's going on there. But that's 31.4%. We've got Kaya there. Is up 23%, and SuChain there, 13.6%. And of course, we've been covering Raoul Pal, right, the billionaire who had a lot of assets on there. I think is it SuChain? No, it's SuChain, isn't it? Sorry, my bad. Take all that back. It's SuChain, not SuChain or Saya, and that is down 30.6% there. Up 13.6%. Number 3, Bitcoin Cash number 4 up 8.1%, and Tron is out of the top 10 is actually in the top 5. In the top 100. That all makes sense. Okay, so that's where we are at the moment. Now, trending coins, we got Neem is trending, 37% up. ALGO is up 33%, and Go Plus Security up 20% as well. So those are some of the big movers. Let's have a quick look at Neem. That coin is sitting at 601. The chart looks pretty wrecked. What the heck's going on with these percentages? I do not know. It's coming off the low base probably. Neem was a blockchain platform launched in March 2015. And of course, pioneers in industry, but that is the chart looks pretty bad. So that is the Neem. Let's have a look at the next one, Ergo, up 29% as well, sitting at number 591. and this is pretty volatile too. Look at this, pretty volatile. Now, we're not endorsing any of these, of course. We're just checking out what's going on with these. ALGO is an open platform that enables businesses to build innovative applications. So that is ALGO. Let's have a quick look at the website, shall we? We like to have a little nosy at some of these ones that are kind of moving. Notice approval notice for future of ALGO. Man, this is the old Tekkenin game. Is it Tekkenin? For those that you remember, is that the old Tekkenin game? That's pretty interesting. I might check that out as well. The old, is it Tekkenin? I think it was Tekkenin. Let me know in the chat if that is the old game. Was Tekkenin, I'm pretty sure. With the old, it was super popular back in the 80s, playing on the 90s, I think it was. Was it 90s? 80s. So one of those, playing on the arcade games. Was super popular. That was the big, it was kind of like was it like the Halo? Not quite Halo, but it's kind of like Halo of the 2000s, right? Especially, was it Vision 3? I can't remember now, but they had kind of the ultimate there. I actually think I preferred Vision 2 of Halo, but with the maps, but the actual gameplay was best in Vision 3. It's a long time ago now, so I'm a bit rough on that. Let's jump away. And we got Go Plus Security up 21%. Let's have a quick look at that. That is off the bottom as well. So none of these charts really looking particularly good, although that is off, off the bottom there, 2.2 cents up to 2.8 cents. So not too bad again there. It is positive on all time frames. So Go Plus is revolutionizing Web3 user security. So there we go. And let's have a quick look at the website while we're here. Go Plus. There we go. Sometimes it's kind of cool to look at some of these things. We go to the app. Let's see what the app does. We got Go Plus Labs here. Is the app going to launch? We've got two apps. Go Plus app. Let's have a look. So that is the app there. It's kind of cool. What are risks can we help to detect? Risk from assets you hold, etc. So it looks kind of cool. We might check that out as well. That is a Go Plus, and it's sitting at number 667 there at the moment. So I guess that's so the top gainers there in the top 1,000. We've got trending, not coin at the moment. Toncoin from Telegram and Hyperliquid there are all trending, but they're all down today. That is what people are looking at, I guess. So yeah, $3.3 trillion in crypto market, down 3.9%. Everything's pretty much down. No surprises there. Tron kind of the standout in the top 10. And then, of course, we've got a few others there that are coming off the bottom, but pretty messy charts for Neem, Ergo, and Go Plus. All right, that is the mark. Let's just zoom in on Bitcoin. And Bitcoin at the moment, obviously, we're running through the Trump strategy, Trump three-legged stool strategy at the moment. Trade deals, those are progressing pretty well from all accounts. So that is a huge deal, a huge anchoring of Trump's strategy for the golden age of America. We got the big tax bill, I should say, is progressing very well. The trade deals, now we've got some new clues. We've got some new clues about the trade deals. So Trump said today that the India deal is looking very close. Woohoo! And it looks like they're going to be doing a deal with Pakistan as well. So that's very exciting. And so we could get news over the next week or two for that. Now, remember, we're trying to get some of these deals out before the 4th of July. And that was currently only 13 days away. So just under 2 weeks now. So are we going to get some alpha news next week on trade deals? Are we going to get some alpha news? Could India be the first? Obviously, other countries that we're looking for, top 15. We've already had the UK deals done. We've obviously had the in-principle deal, and I think the papers drawn up for the Chinese deal. And then, of course, we've got 13 other countries. Obviously, India, big one there. Other big ones would be Japan, South Korea, those sort of countries there. So India looks like we could get that soon. And yeah, it's definitely taken longer than we expected. But then sometimes it's not just about getting the deal done, because we knew a couple of weeks ago there were 3 deals that were essentially ready to go, but that the deals would that they'll be timing the deals for the way they want to release it in terms of getting the most bang for their buck. So it's probably the case there. Trump also sent out a letter, a week ago, giving people 2 weeks to get their offers in. And so, yeah, pretty exciting. We also saw, was it yesterday, the day before, that the Trump said not just we 115 countries, but talking about 175 country deals to be done. And of course, many of those countries, the smaller ones, will be, just taking what they can get and paying possibly a little premium to access the US market. Remember, the US is the big consumer of the world. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. That is where we're at the moment. Pretty cool. So yeah, 13 days to go. So everything's going pretty well. And of course, we're getting, we had that new Genesis Act go for stablecoins come out, we're going to obviously have tons of regulations that are going to be coming through. Now, they are deregulating the US economy, right? So they're getting rid of, I think it's 10 for 1, is it? Something like that. They had some ratio for every regulation. They're going to get rid of 10 or something like that. I'm pretty sure they've still got that policy. Anyway, they've getting rid of regulations and then deregulating stuff as well, particularly around banking. They want to get leverage up, right, and support the manufacturing boom that they want, particularly in the Midwest, where it's been neglected by the Democrats for decades. So remember, the US has lost 7 million manufacturing jobs since the 1975, and so they're wanting to get those back. Those won't necessarily be back in automotive, but they definitely bring back a lot of the automotive jobs. But there will be a lot of new jobs in construction, tons in construction. I mean, it's going to be massive in construction, particularly shipbuilding. I think is going to be a surprise. At the moment, the US has about 1%, I think, of the world's shipbuilding capacity, which seems ridiculous because China is dominating, right? China has a huge percentage here. I can't remember how much, 60, 70%, somewhere in that ballpark. And of course, a lot of that's war capable, right? War capable shipbuilding. And so the US is going to be doing a lot in that space to catch up, because that's a very big deal, not just for America, but for the world security. That's all in place too. So we're going to see, I think, a massive boom in the shipbuilding in the United States, along with everything else. So kind of cool. Obviously, we know that Trump's, within 4 months, he raised something like $13 trillion, particularly a lot of it going into the AI race, which is going to be the leading sector to win, right? That's the big sector to win, as well as, of course, the components for that, which is the semiconductors, the chips. Of course, we saw the chips pull back on the stock market today. So those are going to be mega themes. And of course, we've also got supporting themes as well. Convergence, right? Convergence between computing power, computing software like AI, and of course, robotics, the physical manifestation of those, as well as powering those systems, right? With maybe lithium cobalt battery hybrids and all sorts of other modern stuff. So batteries, I think batteries is still really the frontier of a lot of stuff. If you can get power systems that pack full of power, what they call almost a perpetual power batteries, right? Which typically have like 10,000 cycles or more, something like that. So that could be a game changer relative to the use case. So yeah, it could be pretty exciting. We're definitely in the age, the next couple of years, of some crazy things, man. It's going to be crazy seeing humanoids walk around more commonly and be fairly advanced as well. It's not just you go to some of the expos, you can see some of the early humanoids and stuff like that, but it's still relatively primitive to where that's going to be heading in the next couple of years. Pretty exciting. So that's kind of the play at the moment with that. So looking pretty good. We've still got the golden cross playing out. It's consolidating pretty nicely over 100K. That green line is 100K. So everything is pretty much on track there. So like I say, the fundamentals are going well. Obviously, we've got the geopolitical risks going well. But like I say, Trump today making another peace deal in the Congo. I think Sudan, Congo, one of those two. I think it was. Hopefully, I got the second. I know Congo's right, but it's not quite sure about Sudan. And that is another peace deal for Trump's making. And of course, he's trying to play this Iran issue very well also. So giving them 2 weeks to get a deal done for that. Now, Ethereum, of course, moving to Ethereum, we got this golden cross just teasing us. We got the ice cream truck, Mr. Whippy outside. How about that? So ice cream truck, and it's winter here. I don't know. I can tell you why there's an ice cream truck here in winter. I can tell you that, but I'll just leave that one out for the time being. Anyway, we've got the price here, a Mr. Whippy shop on a winter day. I mean, come on. Anyway, so we got Mr. Whippy here, but we've got the EMA is at $2,436. We got the 200-day at $2,475. So the difference there is about $30 or 29. Let's say 29, even $28. And so we're so close to a golden cross, and we're consolidating pretty nicely. And all the same fundamentals, of course, for Bitcoin there. 13 days to go, right? 13 days to go. But we've actually been having some cool things happening in Ethereum, right? We've been having some institutional buying. And of course, we know that I think Liberty Finance, the Trump group's been buying a lot. So yeah, ETH is definitely looking a lot better. And we had some cool signs here. So staked ETH here eclipses 35 million as crypto reserves fuel supply squeeze. So very, very cool stuff happening here with a record 35 million ETH now staked. I think the supply is about 120 something, 120, 25, somewhere in that million ETH. With a record 35 million ETH now staked, liquidity is tightening as investors opt for passive yield over short-term trades. And of course, yesterday we covered the story about the strategic reserve and how obviously PulseChain is sitting at number 3 with the PulseChain Ethereum strategic reserve. And we had a new player coming in yesterday. I've just forgotten the name off the top of my head, but this is a big deal, right? So we're getting some good signs here for Ethereum. Corporate treasuries led by firms like SharpLink. No, actually, it was SharpLink that actually came in number 2 yesterday. That's right, on the strategy one. Are accelerating the trend. So this is really cool. So corporate treasuries, SharpLink, and of course, accelerating trend. According to June Analytics data, the total amount of staked ETH surged past 35 million tokens this week, marking a new all-time high for Ethereum proof of stake network. This figure now accounts for over 28% of the cryptocurrency's circulating supply of more than 120 million tokens. Oh, at least I got that one pretty close. With more than a quarter of all ETH locked into staking contracts, the available liquidity supply on exchanges is shrinking fast and may plummet further. So the number of public companies and large institutions looking to hold rather than trade the asset continues to rise. And this is the key bit, right? It may have come a bit later than people expected, but the institutions are now coming into Ethereum, and we've seen some recent moves into that. So kind of cool, buying Ethereum and staking it. Ethereum staking has been rising steadily since the network transitioned to proof of work in late 2022, but recent months have brought a sharper uptick, and that's the key thing. So we have got all the right things happening from new buyers coming in the market. According to a June 18 crypto quant report, for over 500,000 ETH was staked in the first half of June alone, pushing the total above 35 million. And of course, we had the EIP upgrade, right, allowing you to do go from 32 Ethereum, and I think was it 3200? I think I can't remember the exact number, but it's you're allowed to stake a lot more, right? June Analytics data shows that Lido, the leading liquid staking protocol, now controls 8.75 million ETH, and of course we saw that Lido's come into the top 10. Right, so that was the cool thing about that. So Lido's in top 10, or roughly a quarter of all stake coins. And of course, centralized exchanges like Coinbase and Binance follow, collectively validating another 15% of the network. Isn't that cool? But the more significant shift is happening off-chain, where corporate balance sheets are quietly becoming ETH accumulated vehicles, and that's the big theme, right? That corporate balance sheets, and there's more to come. It's just going to start really flowing in pretty strongly there, and that's when we're going to start seeing some of these big Ethereum prices, right? And of course, that's when the PulseChain strategic reserve will suddenly get re-rated, right? You know, Ethereum doubles, gets to 7.5K. The all-time high, of course, 4,900. But if it starts moving to 7,500, all that sort of stuff, then the Pulse strategic reserve, which is purchased at an average of $3,775, will essentially double, right? So you go from 640 million to almost 1.3 billion dollars. And imagine some of that pumping the PulseChain, right? So it's just a matter of timing. I know we've gone through a lot of black swan and grey swan events, and we've obviously got whales splashing around, smashing the chain at the moment, which we're going to talk about too. But actually, if you're managing to accumulate during these really bad times, then there is this light at the end of the tunnel with the PulseChain strategic reserve. And of course, with all the other cool things that are happening on PulseChain, from Rack and Rochelle through to Firewall, through to Ramp now, banks, and many other on ramps coming to PulseChain. Obviously, Liberty Finance and others. So there's lots of good news happening on PulseChain as we speak. These firms are increasingly treating Ether not just like a tech investment, but a long-term treasury asset, and that's really profound, right? That's a much stickier holder rather than all the degens holding coins, right? It's a much better play there. These guys play the long game. And Nasdaq leaked SharpLink Gaming purchased 463 million worth of ETH on June the 13th, becoming the second largest holder behind the Ethereum Foundation, and of course just ahead, of the PulseChain strategic reserve, which is kind of cool. And those reserves, I think what they were holding about 1% of the supply of 120 million ETH. The company also announced that it had staked over 95% of its token holdings to generate yield. Makes a lot of sense. For companies like SharpLink, the logic behind buying and staking ETH is structural. The token offers a roughly 3% staking yield, and the SEC's May 2024 guidance effectively greenlit institutions participating by clarifying the protocol level staking does not fall under security regulation. So more positive stuff happening there. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And of course, Ethereum, they're looking ready for a golden cross. Doesn't get much better than that. And maybe at the end of July 31st, we get the interest rate cut. Before that, 4th of July, we get Trump's strategies playing out, the big tax bill, several of the big trade deals getting announced in the next 2 weeks. Maybe this geopolitical risks, rolling over as Trump makes some more peace deals, but also makes the world safe. That's the key, right? As well, can't just make a peace deal just for the problems to be kicked down the road, especially when there are chances of success here. So that is the play on ETH. Get ready to rumble. All right, and of course that's going to have flow-on effects to PulseChain, right? Flow-on effects to PulseChain, kind of cool. Now, we had some cool news out here. I wanted to get into this as well, but we'll come back to that. I'm going to put that over here, and we're going to come into the PulseChain stuff. But before we do that, let's see who else is in the chat. Who else we got here? We got Brian's in the house. Hey, sup, Rex, Brian. Big shout out to you. Brian's, of course, one of our best members in the world. Always it's good to see Brian in the house there. And, of course, Hedgehog as well. Woohoo! Get excited. USA, as Brian would say. Or go New York. New York. All right, so I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into PulseChain and talk about that. We've got PulseChain at the moment is 771 days. Can you believe it? Since PulseChain launched, 30th of May 2023. A full system state fork of Ethereum on the 10th of May 2023. And of course, Pulse at the moment is at quadruple 0247. Is actually up 0.7%. Yay! We actually got a little bit of green candles, even though it's showing as grey. We're at 25% of the mean sacrifice price. Isn't that crazy for the last 24 hours? We've got a PulseX at the moment at quadruple 02, sitting at is actually up just slightly above green, and it is at 20% of the mean sacrifice price. Crazy. So it's what that must be sitting at around about almost 0.8 PulseX. 0.81 Pulse to 1 PulseX. So pretty crazy. We got the burn at the moment, 7.25% burn over the whole PulseX. We got incentive token is at $1.40, up 2%, and we got Hex there at the moment, just under half a penny, 49 hundredths of a penny, down 1%. EHEX at 16 hundredths of a penny at the moment. So Hex is a awesome pickup right now, in my view. Look at that, pretty crazy. And of course, PulseX got smashed by the big whale. We're going to talk about that, but that is pretty crazy. So that is PulseChain. Let's look at the gas prices. We got 1 million beats at the moment, so super cheap, less than a penny. Yay! It's cheap to do PulseChain stuff at the moment. And of course, we got validators, 50,203, which is pretty similar to yesterday. And then finally, the bridge, right? And these bridge numbers are very important. We're 83.8 million. And of course, when I took a snapshot on the 3rd of June, so that is now 18 days ago, we were sitting at 92.5 million. We're now at 83.8. So that's pretty crazy. That's eight and a half, over 8.5 million, but 8.6, 8.7 million down over the last 18 days. That's how much. So that's quite a bit, right? And that includes obviously EHEX being down quite a bit. It's the only reason why I don't really like EHEX being on this. Obviously it's bridged over, but it'd be cool if it was removed. But there we go. And that's where we are. So down about over the last 18 days, down about $8.6 million. 8.6 million based on these values here, and of course EHEX obviously contributes to that. Now we had 21.9 million DAI back on the 3rd of June. We now have 19.6 million DAI. So that's down by 2.3 million DAI. That is significant. Now in the short term, that is super significant. Maybe over the longer term, that's maybe a blip in the radar, depending on the capital flows we're expecting on PulseChain. But ETH at the moment is 7,174, is down to 6,900. 18 days ago we had EHEX. So EHEX is really a big contributor to this because it was $17.7 million about 18 days ago. Now it's at 15.1. So that about $2.5 million of that 8.6, let's say, is so that's around 20% is EHEX going down. Give you that idea. USDC was 16 million. It's now 15.1. So that's down about 850,000. Coast is pretty much the same. Oh, Coast is actually up. Whoa! Coast has made another big move. So it's up another 200 grand. So we're up from 10 million and 28,000 up to 10,228,000. The old Coast there. Now it's funny that Coast keeps going up by 200,000. Have you noticed that? So I'm not sure who's doing that. Is it? I don't know. Is it Richard Hart? Who's doing that? But it's funny how it just goes up by $200,000 lots. It's kind of weird. We got USD Tether there. It was sitting at 10 million. Sorry, it was sitting at 5.2 million. It's now at 5.4, so it's up, up 200,000 on USD Tether. So that's the one that's been growing, USD Tether. That's pretty interesting. And Bitcoin was at 27. Now we're at 26. So EHEX has definitely dragged us down quite a bit. So we could get quite a bit of recovery if EHEX recovers. That would be 2.5 million. So that would, recover 25% of that down. But we have definitely lost a lot of DAI, haven't we? And a decent amount of USDC. So about if I add that up, maybe about $3.5 million in DAI and USDC over the last 18 days. And of course, the ETH value also down pretty significantly, down $2 million, over $2 million, 2.2. So we get that ETH back, and we get that could be, and the ETH price goes up a little bit more. Then that could recover quite nicely. All right, so that is kind of the play. So that's a pretty good breakdown, but we've got more breakdown for stablecoins. And why not, we say. Hi, Blair. Good to see you, Blair. Hope you're doing well. Let's get into some of the alpha exclusive here on the channel. And that is, we've got our bridge chart, right? So this is up to date up until 11 o'clock maybe. But you can see this is what's happened. So this is between the 9th of June and the 20th of June. So not as far back as the 3rd, like we did with the snapshot comparison, but the 9th and 20th of June. Now, these are half-hourly lots, so it shows you what's going on with the bridge. And, of course, we have seen the big whale splashing. We saw, obviously, Sun Mineral get hit by one big whale. And we saw, obviously, PulseChain get hit by a giant, I think our third biggest whale in the sacrifice. So that is a pretty big deal. And obviously there's other people splashing around doing their whale splashes. And anyway, we got the inbox here. So I've changed this chart a little bit. We got the ins amount. So you got nice big green candles, right? So this one here, nice big green. Oh, we're going to close out of there. We got this nice big green candle here. And of course you can see the greens up in here, but you can see that recently over the last few days, we've had these big out candles, right? So massive. I mean, this red candle is 561,000 here. And of course, you can see the outs here recently. This just 416K that was out yesterday, and it's calmed down. So the last half a day has calmed down on the chain. Pretty crazy. Now I've got the wrong values on here on the reds. I just see that I haven't got negatives on them, so I have to fix that up. But it definitely calmed down. And what we can see is that when we were, probably, so we got 9 days ago. So probably about 7 days ago, we were actually pretty much to break even where the chain bridge was not losing a lot of value. And then, of course, after that, we went through all the volatility, obviously Iran thing. And remember, the war's been going on for 8 days coming Friday. So, this is about the whole Iran era, basically, right? So as we lead into Iran, we're getting probably risk off as the case. Now you can, we're guessing the motive is risk management by some of the big whales. And so that is, we sort of, traveled down from pretty much break even with the bridge values. And then we started traveling down, probably 4 or 5 days ago, getting down to about 720K. We then improved. We had quite a bit of cash coming on. You can see that coming onto the bridge. And then we got up to about negative 344K. And these are timestamp values, but then all the carnage around, the Iran thing and all the taking out of the leaders and all that, we see that the value starts going down dramatically. So the money is exiting PulseChain big time, and we can see the big candles, 400,000, 560,000, and leaving the bridge, $250,000. I mean, it's pretty significant. The last big one was this 416K. That was out only yesterday, based on these details here. And so we were just going down. Money was leaving, and we got all the way down here to $2.8 million OMG. And that was all in like 24, 48 hours. And everyone's wondering what the hell is going on PulseChain. And of course, here we are down to 2.8 million out of the bridge. Crazy, right? But the good news, and now I've got the wrong sign on these reds because I just put them in just for the live stream. I was kind of rushing to do it, so I have to flip those. But they've all come in. So we had more money coming in. Billion only 2 hours ago, we had 124K come in. That was 2 hours ago, and we can see that we're recovering. So we're going, from $2.8 million down, and we're climbing back, and we're only back down by just 2 million. So that's a big difference, that's, from 800 down to 2 million there. That's a nice little heading in the right direction, right? We've had a lot of good flows coming in over the last couple of hours in particular, but that is kind of cool, right? And we also had them yesterday, coming in quite nicely too. So yeah, pretty cool. You can see some of those coming in there. So yeah, the last day definitely recovered since we had that big last 416k yesterday. So heading in the right direction. May this continue, right? May this continue. And if Trump can do a nice little settlement around Iran, that'd be very positive. So that is a little alpha here on the channel. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Now let's go to the overall volumes, sitting at 12.2 million, pretty similar in the last couple of days. And of course, we've got some of the top leaders here on the default view on Deck Screener. We can see that we've got this Butch token. It's been around for 6 days. It's up 74%. We've got the How token. It's been around for 12 days, up 14%. We've got UFO up 9%. That's obviously related to PDC. We've got Missile from OG WebChef up 9%. We've got PDC the Greys paired with Die. This is up 8.6% on this particular pair. And then we've got Most, of course, the big pump tires there. What Richard Hart token, what people say, been around for over 4 months. That's up 7.7% as well. Sun Mini Meal, this is the main pair. Remember, there's a Pulse pair and the USDC pair. USDC pair is recent, and that may be related to Sun Mini Meal itself. But in any case, this is up 7% at the moment. Had a little rally last night, got sold off a little bit. A lot of people got free coins. So this is the Achilles heel of Sun Mini Meal. And of course, the corporate rollout is not smooth. We're still waiting for a bit more smoothability. Despite there has definitely been buy and burns, maybe possibly around $1 million. But we're still waiting to see that. And of course, apparently it has been automated through Ramp now. It's just the profile is unknown, right? But they may have 8.5 million euros, so maybe 9.5 million US dollars sitting in the kitty, ready to buy up. So we just don't know the profile, all that sort of stuff, right? So still a lot of stuff happening there. The big thing, of course, is the customer website and dashboard has not come out yet. I think they're doing a lot of fine tweaking with that. Often that's the case where they've got to put the bridge out, the wallet, all this stuff like that. So they're just doing the final tweaks, as I understand. Hopefully, we're going to get an update this weekend for Sun Mini Meal. So I'll let you know the latest on that, possibly on Sunday, Monday, depending on what the chief executive has for that. And we actually get some action, because that's massive. That's potentially massive, right? Because it will hopefully introduce their Reward 2.0 program, which means that when people buy soul food as like a super health food, that they get I think it's a 20% discount on their food if they use the wallet to automate buy soul token. So that could be a lot of demand. Now, what the corporate does with that is another question, but that's kind of where we're heading. With that, there could be a lot of demand coming on the PulseChain. 7%. Now, we did see Hex Scout. Now, Hex Scout sort of has stepped aside. They have been giving a lot of advice to Sun Mini Meal, but they kind of said, well, they're not really kind of taking our advice, so we're going to step back from our association. They're supportive generally, but their specifics, they've obviously been trying to do some advice about how to do things, and Sun Mini Meal is doing kind of their own thing. So we'll see how that plays out. Moving forward, but it's up 7% today. We've got Dow token at the moment, up 6.5%. Another pump tires. We've got Firewall there at the moment. Firewall is up 5.9%. And of course, this is one of the 3 pump tires from Firewall, the big whale on PulseChain. And he is doing Solid X, of course. And he's teased only a couple of days ago. He teased that things are getting very close indeed for Solid X. So the time is ticking on this, is my guess. But of course, you're not going to launch something when you got all the markets down. So they're probably going to time that too. So we'll keep an eye on that. Obviously, we're doing our best. Obviously, we're looking at the actions. We only see that after the fact generally, unless we get some inside intel. Every so often we do get some inside intel, but that is kind of the play at the moment. Up 5.9%. Remember token there from OG WebChef as well. So we got Missor and we got OG WebChef up in the top 12, and that is up 5.7%. Gelato there, been around 6 months, up 5.5%. We got ALGO there. Now, ALGO's been doing some interesting stuff. Obviously, this is a leverage on Hex, and they've been doing some advertising on Midgard, pretty interesting, and that's up 4% at the moment. Trump token, another pump tires, up 4%. Liquid loans. So, do we have some news on liquid loans? I think we may have actually. I think I might have liquid news on liquid loans at the moment. So let's go to that. I think we've got news here. I wasn't going to lead with liquid loans, but I think we did have something from liquid loans. Let me go full screen here. 6 hours, 21 minutes. Let me just scroll down. I'm pretty sure we had something on here. Yeah, Fetch Oracle. We had some news on there. Don't fade this. Fetch Oracle has been live, quietly powering PulseChain. First decentralized Oracle real-time data feeds built by Liquid Loans, open for anybody to tap in. this is infrastructure, this is DeFi works. Now, we've been waiting for Signum Oracle, but that has been largely delayed. Understand that most of the main issues with it have been dealt with, but the minor issues are there. And of course, the market conditions aren't maybe not as good as they would want. So we'll try and keep abreast to what Stu and Signum Oracle's doing. But, Fetch Oracle is out there. And of course, this is kind of cool news. So very cool. And of course, you can learn how it works there as well. So that is from Liquid Loans. So a little talk there. Now, obviously, people talk, they got $52 million while they're doing all the money because the Liquid Loans pair isn't got a lot of money in it. So let's have a quick look at that. 107K liquidity. So yeah, maybe they're going to wait till the market, PulseChain starts pumping. Maybe they'll pump a bit of that money into the. That's not, that's a sacrifice. So they don't have to do anything with it. I guess they can live in Tahiti, but that is definitely they might end up putting a bit of capital in here. Let's see to help the chart on its way. We shall see. But that is where we are at the moment. 6,500. Now, Liquid Loans may do very well, of course, when in fact I expect to do well when we get a bull run on PulseChain. Because this is one of the top DeFis and it's still, still significant in the stablecoin numbers. So let's have a look. I think have we got it on the website here? Can't remember. Let's go to the website. Have a quick look at this. I think we've got the analytics. Let's go to analytics. Is that one? Yeah, we got how much stablecoins? 4.45 million. So it's definitely off the high there. Is USDL supply. The APRs, staking APR 2%, stake loan 2%. What else have we got here? Staked USDL 3.9. Total lock value 573 billion Pulse, I should say. So worth $14 million. So that's been an important lock of Pulse. But definitely the stablecoin is definitely down from the highs at 4.45 million. But like I say, once we get a run on PulseChain, it will become pop. Those sort of liquidity forks become popular. And it's game on, right? Game on there. So that is the play. Obviously, the third biggest sacrifice project after Pulse and PulseX. Gophers, 404s, I should say, contracts. These are hybrids between, with the PRC20 and an ERC20 or a PRC20 and a PRC 721 contract. In fact, I think the 721s, not 1155s. And so that's up 3.7% there as well. Now, we talked also about, what did we talk about the other day? 404 Mon. If you haven't checked those out, I'll definitely check those out. 404 Mon had a little pump in the chart after X Space, but man, they are looking good. Cool artwork. I love it. So big shout out there to Tyndale. All right, what else we got there? Time dividend, 3.6% at the moment, and of course that's been breaking records with the old downloads. The other thing is time dividend has been getting really big partnerships out there in the general crypto world. So you might see some of that in the monster thread coming up next week on week number 7. So keep a lookout for that. But some nice things happening there with time dividend reaching out to general crypto stuff, which is good for PulseChain. It gets the awareness up as well. Lady Gaga, been around for 9 months, up 2.9%. GoPulse, of course, the main website was down. I saw it back up and then it was down again. So I'm not sure what's happened there. They were having some issues with the some sort of security publication or something with that for GoPulse. I think they might have written something about that. Let's see if we go have a look at the comment they made. Oh, let's see, the site's down on GoPulse, but I was using the backup site, so there's the backup site that I was using, and yeah, that's down at the moment. So sitting at 8.5 cents, down from 10 cents. Been sitting around 10 cents for quite a while. What else? We'll jump through there. SolidX at $8.13. Yeah, keep a lookout for this, man. Firewall. This is a lot of big stuff's coming for SolidX. It's going to be a major value add for PulseChain. And that is currently $8.13, up 2.5%. PMX 500 up 2.4% at number 25. So those are the top 25 we've gone through. We've got UpX as well, sitting at number 27, up 2%. Now, this is Haunted projects, and of course, Validator X as well. Validator X now, I think the yield is now on Internet Money Wallet, if I remember rightly. If it's not Internet Money, it's on Pulse Wallet, one of those two. But that's kind of cool. So we're seeing a lot more integration between these protocols on PulseChain. It's been one of the themes, and a lot of collabs has been another thing we've been seeing on PulseChain during this time, which is all beneficial, right? So kind of cool to see that. What else? We got BBC token from 9inch up 1.9%. PDC, another pair there. SolidX, of course, Pulse Puppy been around for 1 year, over 1 year, up 1% as well. So we've got a few little green candles. They're very baby green candles. I mean, we're 1.5%. It's like nothing in crypto, but it's nice to see the market cool down. We saw in the chart that things are heading in the right way. We went from 2.8 million down towards 2 million overnight. So things have settled down for the time being. Let's see if that is the final settlement. With the settlement layer, we'll see. Trump is obviously making deals and making the world a safer place. And the world needs to be reset, right? It needs to reset. And it's a bit of tough love for half a year is probably worth it in the end, right? What else we got going? We got incentive token sitting at $1.40 at 1% as well. We talked about that. Phoenix been around for 5 months, up 1%. Sparta been around for 2 months, is up just under 1% there as well. Ink Dollar. Now, I don't know why Ink Dollar is not on GoPulse site, but that's up over 0.6% as well. That the dollar itself is sitting below 99 cents, so just below peg. And yeah, we've got Fitzgerald Company. This was on a live stream that they had, a collab live stream the other day, or I thought it was yesterday. That's up 0.5% as well. 9-inch is also slightly green. Obviously, BBC token was up here. So, BBC up here at number 31, and we've got 9-inch down here at number 50. Also up slightly. So we've got over 50 coins that are slightly green on the trending, and then we've got Teddy Bear in there as well for the mix, slightly green. Fetch, funny enough, we talked about on Liquid Lions, is actually just at break even at the moment. So sitting at 1.2, 1200th of a penny at the moment on the old Fetch. So that is the Fetch there. So down at 1200 a penny, not getting much love, but Liquid Lions there, telling people not to fade the old Liquid Lions. What did they say exactly? They said, quietly powering, so not fade that. So that is the mark on that. Let's go have a quick look at Fetch and see what data they have. Let's quickly look at the launch. Let's launch the app. This is the only decentralized Oracle we have on PulseChain, but we do have Signum coming, and hope that's going to be exciting too. I think you have to connect your wallet to see the stats here. Analytics, go to analytics. It's not showing that. See, I haven't got the stats showing up, so we're hoping to see some of those. But I won't sign up now because it takes a bit of time to all set the all up. But go check it out. Go check out Fetch Oracle, currently on sale. So that is pretty much it. Everything else, of course, is down slightly. So that's pretty much everything else in the top 100. This is on the trending view, right? This is the default view. Now, I did say to you that, PulseChain got flipped. Did I say it? By Hyper EVM. So we have got flipped there, which is, hopefully not too long. Right? Hopefully not too long. What's Hyper EVM doing? It's doing 171 million. So, there we go. Hopefully we'll get back to glory on PulseChain in due course. So that's kind of the main play there. What else? We're going to go into the news. Do you guys want to hear the news around PulseChain? Because we've got quite a lot of cool stuff coming. Eagles in the house. There's PDI 414 and WAGMI to $1. That's from Eagle. I mean, they're doing pretty cool ecosystem there, isn't it? That's a good combination. We got WAGMI up 41%. Yeah, definitely check that out. That's doing like a boss, isn't it? Like a boss in the monster thread too for week 6 as well. So you can check all the details there. Not bad. All right. Should we get into some of the alpha? Let's go. Let's not muck around. Should we go full screen? I don't know. Let's try full screen on this. That's not too bad. Richard Hart. Woo! They must start off with the man, the myth, and the legend. We got PulseChain is awesome, he says. This has come out about 4 hours ago, I think. Works great. PulseX works great. Hex works great. Wonderful technology. So how specifically does that affect the price? Well, Pulse and PulseX both have lower supplies now than when they were launched because of burning. Supply and demand is king. A reduction of supply is good for price, but what is the primary mechanism by which the price moves? Buyers and sellers. Price up. That's because there's more buying than selling. Price down. That's because there's more selling than buying. It's not useful to pretend that the quality of the tech or its founder somehow magically changes prices. It's obviously buyers and sellers that are in charge of the price. You'd have to be really stupid or pitiful or misguided or some combination of the three to try and blame price on something other than the buyers and the sellers. And of course, we saw earlier in the year, right, that Richard, when he did his video, was telling, PulseChain, you guys are the dumpers. You guys are the dumpers. Not everybody in the community, but you guys are dumpers right now. Now we do have bots trading on the chain, and we do have stuff like that. We have had some issues around, exploits with the PDI maker and things, but obviously we've got a lot of whales and sacrifice sets, so we've got all that too, that pressure as well. And everyone's waiting for that final moment to weekends, that final capitulation event Is it now? Do we just have it? Do we have it a couple of months back? This is the question, right? I guess when people are butthurt, they lash out, even at their own team, even if it makes no sense. They can't control the price, so they try to do something they can control, cry publicly. So who's he talking about here? Who's he talking about? Let me no, don't let me know on the channel. We're no drama channel, so we're trying to. Nothing is more manly than crying in public. I haven't read this. I'm just reading this live, by the way. I haven't read this. Public, like a bee, we're a family channel, so we're like a bee. You guys can read it. Nothing makes this is pretty funny. Nothing makes you more powerful than blaming everything on everyone else but yourself. Pro tip. Pro tip there. Hashtag. When you take responsibility for your actions, you give yourself the gift of being able to make changes that can improve your life. Anyway, nearly everything in crypto is wrecked price-wise. If you're reading this, you're probably wrecked price-wise as well. Ethereum is $2,400 right now. It was 5,000 years and years ago. Do you hear me crying like a bee at Vitalik? Peace, Vitalik, pretty peace. Peace. All right, it's pretty peace and make bag go up. No, because I have basic human dignity and it doesn't work. And being manly is cool. Being manly is cool. TLDR, everyone's wrecked, as we've all been many times before. If you've been in crypto for a while, if you shut the, if you, I should say, and keep working, yes, actually working, you've got lots of potential to make amazing things happen. But crying like a bee doesn't get the work done. Working does get to work. The tech is far better than it's ever been before. And of course, as you guys know, I cover all the projects as they come out pretty much. So kind of cool. That is it. And he posted a couple of charts that are all pretty much down, right? It's got the percentage from all-time high. They're all down like 99%, 92%. It's got lots of famous coins on the list here. All right, and another list. They're all down, like 80 to 90% there, and they're all pretty famous coins. So that is from Richard Hart. That was was it 9 o'clock? So 4 hours ago now. 4 hours ago. So that was from Richard. I'll repost that. We got live shows, 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Eastern and daily. How about that? Hashtag PulseChain. How about that? Is that good? Except for my capitalized U. Let's go. And we'll put a little PLS, right? Because we love PLS. Live shows 8 p.m. 8 p.m. live shows 8 p.m. Eastern daily. I don't know. Put live shows daily. Let's put it around the other way. Live shows daily. 8 p.m. Eastern. That's a bit better, isn't it? All right, and let's put in little emojis. Do you guys like emojis? I like emojis. All right, so that is the play. And bam. All right, that's from Richard. Now, we also got an update around the Block Explorer from Gerardo. Gerardo here. Obviously, Gerardo, this is one of the big sacrifices, one of the top 6, I think. It was at $11 million, something like that. We got, it was particularly for the NFT marketplace, Mint, yeah. Not bad for a couple of months. First spike in launch. So he launched a new block explorer called Lightbeam. First spike is launched, and of course, second biggest spike, as Richard Hart mentioned. My guess is those 200 to 300 daily visitors use Lightbeam as their go-to Pulse block explorer. So that is from Gerardo. So I want to mention that. And you can see the users there. That line there is 500, by the way. If you can see it, that's 500. Can you guys see that? Yeah, so that's 500 level there. So a couple hundred users a day, and of course had a spike of 1,000 there at the top. And when Richard Hart mentioned it, so there we go. That is Lightbeam, and you guys can check that out. I'll post the link to that in the chat if you want to check out Lightbeam as well. And that is from Gerardo. Lightbeam Block Explorer. Block Explorer. Got to spell these things out, right? 1, 2, 3. All right. And let's put a space there. So that is the link there. All right. We're tracking through this. That is the link. So Lightbeam, Gerardo Block Explorer. Now, let's have a quick look at that, shall we? Let's have a quick look at Block Explorer. It's a Lightbeam. So that is the one there. So it's got Block Explorer, tokens, gas, bridges, portfolio, etc. And you can check out all those features in daily transactions. So pretty nice as well. It's what else do we got? Got portfolio in there, so you can use that as well and check all that stuff out. That's pretty much it. And you got dark mode, which I put on. All right, that is a light beam. So thanks, Gerardo, for that. We obviously got news from PulseChain. So obviously we talked about the bridge and the funds going out. We went down to 2.8 million over the last few days. Then we went started moving back towards 2 million. So we've recovered about $800 million, heading in the right direction. So hopefully that all keeps going. We had PulseX breaking down the big PulseX whale. The main seller of PulseX has dumped around $70 billion, 1.4 million PulseX over the last 4 days. The good thing or bad, the address has 28 billion PulseX remaining, 565k, so still quite a bit there, but still down a lot. Oddly enough, no signs of them stopping their dumping at these super low levels, and that is some of the evidence there from that wallet. So there we go, big chunks going out there. All right, I'm just stupid. I'm just a squid, but I'm holding through thick and thin, says Eddie. Big shout out to Eddie Advina out there. It's definitely a wallet address of a larger holder. We keep keeping an eye on it. So there we go. And yeah, KR the Ghost is wrong. He has way more. You just see one wallet. Go check the wallet. Yeah, so he has a bigger wallet. I'm pretty sure it's the third biggest sacrifice wallet. So yeah, underneath Rack and Rochelle and the Hex Skyway. All right, those were number 1, number 2. So that is the play. Who is it? All right, so that is from them. Now we also got news from Coast, and you got to get excited about this. This is coming up in 9 hours. 9 hours ago, you posted this. Coast is our big fiat on ramp. We saw another 200k come onto the chain. So yeah, that's kind of cool. We have got these on ramps. So we've got ramp now. I did I think an average. I got to update that average every week or so, but it had a sort of annualized average. Originally based on about 34 million or so. So that could move wildly, of course, from week to week, but we'll try and keep that up. We're expecting that to grow a lot. And of course, Hex Scout is using that API to offer, on-ramping to Hex and PulseChain and stuff like that as well, not just Soil token. And we're expecting banks to be up anytime soon, I guess. And we haven't heard any update at the moment on it. We're probably expecting it about now, but we'll keep a lookout for that. And of course, there are 2 more on ramps coming this year. One of them was supposed to come in May, so we'll try and see if we can get info on that. And then one is coming in the 3rd quarter. So those are 4 on ramps. And then of course we've had the new multi-bridge ramp from Liberty Finance, which we've talked about. So those are 5 new, basically onboarding ramps to PulseChain, and that could contribute, tens and tens of millions, if not 100 million plus, right? So we'll keep a lookout for that. And obviously we've got Sun Minimum out there as well. Potentially, if it delivers on, if actions follow all the words, that could deliver tens, if not hundreds, if not eventually billions, depending on their growth, onto the chain, right? So this is kind of where we are. We're in the early phases of that capital flow, just like we saw, with the strategic reserve from Starlink. I think it was, we have got money flowing in. Now, the only one that I'm aware of that institutional money will flow in is either through Rack and Rochelle's work, reaching out to VCs and private money, and also through Sun Minimum. Those are the only 2 institutional type of routes that we have at this stage. But we're going to keep an eye out on both of those, right? So that is kind of cool. And then once you get some, they open up the doors to others, right? Because they're all part of the network, and they all have client lists, right, on big investment banks, and they can move markets quite amazingly there. So yeah, Rackham would be in the US and Sun Minimum in Europe, bringing in some of the wealthiest individuals potentially on the PulseChain. We'll keep you track of that. So those are all the big cash flows. That's what we care about. Money coming in. Obviously, if we've got whales selling out, we need to replenish that. We need to push the markets up, in addition to the market magic carpet ride of the PulseChain Strategic Reserve. In any case, Coast is here, bringing in fiat currency as well. In addition to the 4 liquidity forks that we have, that you can make stable coins that way too. But of course, we are looking forward to PUSD ALGO coming. So come on, Jacob, let's get going. That's a flagship project, obviously. But it's working on Mafia, working on the on-chain bet at the moment. But that is really the big behemoth. getting that PUSD algo up and running. And so let's hope that's getting closer. He did hire a team earlier. I think it was February or something that he hired a team for that. And we're looking forward to it. Hopefully, maybe he's just going to use Fetch Oracle. I don't know, or move a hybrid of Signum as well when that eventually comes. Hopefully that's soon. The purpose of Tide is simple. Says Coast. It's to deepen stability coin liquidity across PulseChain to unlock seamless swaps, tighter pegs, and stronger DeFi infrastructure. So this is going to be pretty exciting. This is all coming too. Deeper liquidity means efficient on-off ramping with CST. That's very important, right? We need that to be very important so that people get a good deal. Higher utility for asset-backed stablecoins, USDL, PXDC, and HEXDC. And of course, that would also include, I guess, the Ink dollar, right? From that liquidity fork. We've got 4 liquidity forks. And then, of course, better price support for core PulseChain coins as well. So that is coming up as well. So looking forward to that. So this is a little ad preview. They put this out 3 o'clock this morning. So that is kind of cool. We are waiting for this to come out. And of course, we'll be covering this. So, I've gone through a whole list of pumpamentals that are coming to PulseChain. And we've got other things coming too, like Aave forks. We've got modified Aave forks through Better Bank that's coming. That's going to be beneficial for PDI, beneficial for, I think, some of the Richard core coins. So, it's exciting times ahead where we're going here with all these. We just got to be patient, accumulate while we got these down markets, and all that cash will come in from all those different sources that I just laid out. So we'll keep tracking those as we go. Kind of cool. And then we've got cool innovations here from, Tide is coming. So deeper stable coin liquidity across the PulseChain. But of course, let's bring on PUSD algo. Come on, Jacob, if you're out there listening, let's do it. Flagship, the behemoth, the ultimate algorithmic stablecoin on PulseChain. Could be one of the killer apps, right? So what do we got? We got Solid X with the X game. Could be a killer app on PulseChain. On-chain bet, maybe. It's going to be multi-chain, right? It's going to omni-chain actually, as far as I tell. Pretty sure it's omni-chain. And then we've got PUSD algo potentially could be a viral project on PulseChain. And of course, if you get even if you get one, that's normally pretty good. But if you can get a couple, man, that's game on, right? Game on. So and that's all in addition to the Magic Upride and all the on ramps. So developers play a key role in PulseChain's success, and so do you guys. Everybody out there, obviously, accumulate the coins, become diamond hands, and buy low, sell high. You still got to make profits, mate. You got to still make profits. So timing is very important. All right, so that is pretty much it on the show. It's now 11 minutes. We've done a full show today. Yesterday I did like a mini show. A mini show was like 40 minutes. I had already gone through everything by then, but today we have done a better job. Let's go back. Actually, I'm going to set up studio there. I'm going to play out the pump mentals on the way out. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the show. We've definitely gone through a lot of pump mentals. So let's just summarize those. Golden Cross potentially on Ethereum. We've got institutions and corporates buying up Ethereum, staking Ethereum. This is real cool. Getting all the right stuff. Golden Cross on the precipice. Bitcoin holding over 100K, even though it got sold off a little bit overnight, 100K. And we got Trump there playing a very cool peacemaker game, and you got to be pretty positive about that. It's looking pretty exciting. Now obviously he's got a history so far of peacemaking deals. The Abraham Accords last term in 45, and then of course now 47. Pakistan, India, peace deal negotiations finally with Iran, Ukraine, Russia seem to be taking place, and today announcing Congo. Peace deal there, and of course giving a two-week window for peace deal for the Iranians to come to the table because they are losing the war obviously pretty dramatically. They have a big land army. That's probably the thing they have, but of course they don't have air power, so they're all pretty vulnerable. So Trump's given them a peace offering, and we'll see how that lays the land as well. Obviously they still want to get rid of the nuclear issue, and we all want that because we're going to have terrorists with nukes. It's all sort of seemed to be playing out pretty well. Trump's also in the next 2 weeks is so fundamental. Those next 2 weeks, can you believe it? How fundamental that is? It's the end game because Trump's got to get his tax bill through, the big tax bill. He's got to get some of these trade deals out. India looks like it's pretty close, and he's also got to deal with this Iran issue in a clever way, and he's positioned pretty well for that so far. So, things are possibly looking on the up and up. We saw PulseChain itself, the bridge starting to recover a little bit. down from negative 2.8 down to $2 million. I hope that heads in the right direction over the weekend. Obviously, Sunday's normally a bit of a lazy day, so we'll see how it goes. But in any case, even if we're stable, that'd be one thing, and we'll see what these whales are going to do after that. And then, of course, we're going to be watching all the pump mentals go forward. All the on ramps. We'll keep a track on that. Obviously, we're not in control of it. We just commentate on it. Just remember that. And of course, you must always do your own financial research, your own due diligence. But it's exciting times. And there's always going to be those people that say, I bought the bottom, even if the bottom was like 2 years long. So when you get onto the upside, it could be pretty glorious, right? All right, let's play out the video and some more pump mentals from billionaire Raoul Paul. And listen to him, and then I'll play Richard Hart, of course, moon candles, because he's got to get excited for the future ahead. And Richard Hart, there's basically said in the post today, if we get more buyers than sellers, price goes up, and don't rely on him, so to speak. And so accumulate a DCA for the win. That's all we can say, I guess. Another signal from Richard, potentially, right? Who knows? But that is the play. All right, enjoy. Bye for now.
It is a repeat of the debt cycle. They are rolling the debts. They are doing the same thing. Each cycle is not to do with a halving cycle, nothing to do with any of that. It's all driven by liquidity cycle and funding of debts. Each phase, we get phase 1 of the banana zone, banana number 1. The corrective zone, banana number 2 comes. Another correction, banana number 3. So this is the banana zone. So that's what happened in 2020. 2021, off we go. Sorry, that was 2017, which again looks very similar to this one. That was the last one. Here we are now. It can't be clearer to me. I've shown you the macro evidence, the technical evidence, the sentiment evidence. Everything here suggests to me that hold on to your hats, don't fuck this up, don't lose control of your tokens, don't use leverage, don't get your wallet hacked, just sit with it. Be careful, don't get FOMO, do all of the right things, and we'll go up to the next phase of correction zone. That's going to be harder, because the next one that happens, we'll have a 35% drop, and you'll all say, is it over? And you'll definitely be sure it's over, and everybody on Twitter will tell you it's over, and it won't be over. By our work, we suggest that because of the elongation of the business cycle, because rates were higher for longer, the forward-looking liquidity suggests that, again, probabilistically speaking, without any guarantees, this whole thing goes into Q1, maybe Q2 of 2026, which would align with Trump's, trying to win the midterms as well. So everything's lined up for us. I think it started. So keep the faith, keep building stuff, and let's keep driving Siri forward with all of this. Thank you.
You could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle at any moment, because it's easier to get them, because it takes less economic energy, because there's less of it for sale.